Welcome back to another episode of A Brief History of. In this episode, we're going to talk about Virtus.pro. This is a far more daunting task than Fnatic, as this team has been around for far longer. As a disclaimer, I'm nowhere near an expert on this time period, and for specific contexts, a person like Thorn would be far more knowledgeable. As before, all images come from hltv.org and liquipedia.net. The origins of this team start with Pentagram G-Shock in 2004 with Neo, Taz, Luke, ZB, and Pitrek. Before doing anything of note, they replaced Pitrek with Miri and attended their first major, World Cyber Games 2004, exiting 17th through 32nd by the hands of the Norwegian Team Excellence. Pentagram then replaced Miri with Rulon and went on to their next major, WCG 2005, which happened to take place in Source. They exited the event in 9th through 16th, losing to the eventual champions Team 3D. Roster moves then came in and ZB and Rulon were removed, while Cuban and Lord joined. This lineup is known as the first Golden Five. They went on to win WSVG 2006 London before the major, WCG, in the same year. They ended up winning their first major over Spawn's NIP. They also placed third at the following major, CPL Winter 2006, losing to a forest-filled Fnatic. The Golden Five continued on their grind, making second at Shag Open 2007 and winning Intel Extreme Masters Season 1, and brought their momentum over to the next major, ESWC 2007, winning over Zonix in OA. Their next large event was the second major of the year, WCG 2007, where they bombed out in 9th through 16th, losing to the Finns and Roccat. They got top 8 at IEM Season 2 Global Challenge Los Angeles before signing to a new org, Meet Your Makers, in December of 2007. The following year, they won DreamHack Summer and won, in quotations, WEG E-Stars thanks to Fnatic. This tournament had a weird Europe versus Asia format, and Fnatic won most of the games for Europe. MYM won the next major, ESWC 2008, over Estro, a Korean team, and headed into their next event hungry for another title. As an aside, due to the way HLTV works, the score boxes will sometimes show a future team name, so disregard those as the article title and text is correct. Anyway, they could however only manage 4th at IEM Season 3 Global Challenge Los Angeles and 2nd at the next major, IEM Season 3 Global Challenge Dubai, losing to Gobby's Mouse Sports in the final. Taz and company continued this form into the final major of the year, WCG, where they placed top 8, losing to Zonix MTW, the eventual champions. The final tournament of the year, as usual, was DreamHack Winter, where the MYM boys made 3rd. To start off 2009, they attended 2 IEM events, IEM Season 3 European Finals, where they placed 3rd, and IEM Season 3 World Finals. The latter was a major, and they placed 2nd, losing to a get-right-filled Fnatic in the final. In March of 2009, MYM was signed by Wicked Esports. They placed 3rd at Code 5 2009 before moving orgs again, signing to Vitriolic Gaming. They only played a single event under the Vitriolic banner, making 4th at IEM Season 4 Global Challenge Dubai, before leaving the org in November and playing under the name again. 10 days later, the next major, WCG 2009, started, and they powered through Fnatic to win. In February of 2010, again was signed by Frag Executors. Simultaneously, Luke retired and they brought in Pasha, starting the second Golden Five. A month later, they were playing the first major of the year, IEM Season 4 World Championship. They exited in the group stage, only making top 8, losing to the likes of Fnatic and Evil Geniuses. 2010 was the year of Navi, so going into ESWC, Neo's boys tried their best but ultimately fell to SK in the semis. They attended 2 more WEG events, and similar to the earlier one, they won. As was the story with the last major, Frag Executors only made 3rd at WCG, losing to the champions Navi. It seems that they were destined to stop short of the finals, as at their last 2 tournaments of the year, WEM 2010 and DreamHack Winter, they placed 3rd and 4th respectively. At the IEM Season 5 European Finals next January, Taz's men got 3rd, and at the major, IEM Season 5 World Finals 2011, they powered through Fnatic and SK to make the final despite losing to Navi yet again. They attended WEG E-Stars again, this time with a revamped format, and took the win, adding another title to the list. In October, the team loses sponsorship and goes by again. Going into ESWC, they are a strong contender as always, and lose to Navi in the semifinals. They made top 8 at DreamHack Winter before joining ESC Gaming in December. In the same month, they attended WCG 2011 and took down SK to win their 6th major. The final 1.6 major IEM Season 6 finals is in March of 2012, and ESC again tops the leaderboard, beating Navi in the final. They also made top 4 at DreamHack Summer before announcing in September that they would be switching to Global Offensive. They attended ESWC later that year, exiting in the group stage at 5th through 6th. They had a rough 2013, likely due to adjusting to the new game, only making 4th at ESEA Global Final Season 13, and top 8 at DreamHack Summer and EMS 1 Summer before finally making another roster change. Lord and Cuban retire, and turmoil builds up within the team. For a while, Taz and Neo consider retiring, as they had been playing for quite a long time by now, and the winning Golden Five had broken up. The team initially considers bringing in Hyper from the team Max Flow Play and Snacks from GF Gaming. The teammate of Snacks and Hyper, Pete, was also tried out to replace Pasha, but nothing came of this move. They finally settled on Snacks and his teammate Bialy due to external issues with Hyper, and brought them on while also moving sponsors to Universal Soldiers. Hyper went on to join up with Pete in the team that became eBettle and Vexed Gaming, and attended 2 CSGO majors together. After the dissolution of that team, Hyper now is the coach of Pride Gaming, and Pete remains teamless. Lord goes in and out of retirement for the next year or so, and is currently the coach of Team Kinguin, whose lineup can be seen here. Cuban will eventually become these players' coach later down the line once they join Virtus.pro. But under the US banner, they got top 4 at EMS 1 fall season and attended the first CSGO major, DreamHack Winter. They lost to Happy's Recursive and didn't make it out of the groups, and 9th through 12th. 2 months later, in December, they leave the org and go by again until the team is picked up by Virtus.pro in January. They qualify for the next major, EMS 1 Katowice 2014, and make their famous run to win the whole thing, beating NIP in the final. VP goes on to make top 8 at DreamHack Summer 2014, 3rd at Fragbite Master Season 2 and ESEA Season 16 Global Invite Division, and win Gfinity G3. Going into the second major of the year, ESL 1 Cologne, they managed a top 8 finish, unable to repeat their win earlier in the year, falling to LDLC.com in the quarters. Between Cologne and the final major of the year, they make top 4 at Faceit League Season 2 and 3rd at ESWC 2014 and Fragbite Master Season 3. Going into DreamHack Winter, VP took it a step further than last major and made top 4, losing to NIP in close fashion. They attended one more event in 2014, ESEA Season 17 Global Invite Division, where they placed 2nd. Going into ESL 1 Katowice 2015, VP once again makes the semifinals, only losing to the eventual champions Fnatic. They went on to have a very busy 2015, making top 6 at StarLadder Star Series Season 12, top 4 at Faceit League Stage 1 Finals and ESL ESEA Pro League Season 1 Finals, 3rd at Gfinity Spring Masters 1, 2nd at Gfinity Spring Masters 2, and 1st at ESEA Season 18 Global Invite Division and CIVO Professional Season 7. They were in quite good form going into the next major, ESL 1 Cologne, and famously lost their semifinal against Fnatic. This made Fnatic one of the few teams to date to stop the Virtus plow. Snacks' crew continued their good form, finishing 3rd through 4th at Gfinity Champion of Champions, 2nd at PGL Season 1, and winning ESL ESEA Pro League Invitational. They were expected to do well at DreamHack Cluj-Napoca and were a contender, but were upset in the quarterfinals by G2, a team which historically had a good matchup against them. After this tournament, Virtus.pro entered their largest slump ever, however still managing a win at CIVO Professional Season 8 and top 4 at Faceit League Stage 3 Finals. Before MLG Columbus, they made top 6 at IEM Katowice and top 4 at Counterpit League, which were still underwhelming results. The major itself was a ray of light for the Poles, as they made the quarters over a resurgent G2, the French one, and played a very close series against the winners Luminosity. They slowly started recovering from their slump, getting top 8 at DreamHack Masters Malmo, top 4 at CIVO Gfinity Pro League Season 9, and winning StarLadder I-League Invitational 1. The next major is what really showed that they were back, as they got to the semis over a stand-in Phil Destralis, and again played a very close series against SK, the eventual winners. They continued to be an elite level team, winning E-League Season 1 in DreamHack Bucharest, 2nd at ESL 1 New York and Epicenter Moscow, and top 8 at E-League Season 2. This team has had a phenomenal start to 2017, making 3rd at the World Electronic Sports Games, and was one of the top contenders for the next major, E-League Atlanta. Virtus.pro made it all the way to the final of the major, only barely losing to Astralis in the final. They didn't let this discourage them though, as they bounced back the next month, winning DreamHack Masters Las Vegas. Thorn ranked this team in the top 5 as of December, meaning that this squad has continued to be a top competitor for over 10 years. Can they continue to win? It's hard to tell. There is a hopefully brief history of Virtus.pro. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to subscribe and or like if you want to see more of this series. There was a ton of information in this episode, so if I missed a key part to the narrative, let me know in the comment section. Thanks as always.